Good morning, class. It's me again. This is the Reader's Workshop for Fiction and Traditional Literature. Before I read, I want to go over voice fluctuation, how to change your voice or stop it. Okay? When you come to a reading sentence and it ends with a period, make sure you stop. Count to 3 and then continue. When you come to an exclamation mark, make sure your voice gets loud or excited. Like, that's my dog. When you come to a question mark, make your voice get squeaky or high because you're asking a question. Like, who are you? And you're waiting for an answer. A comma would be between two words within a sentence. When you come to a comma, pause, stop, take a breath, count to 3, continue the sentence till the end of the punctuation mark shows. When you come to quotation marks, that means somebody's doing the talking or something's doing the talking. Change your voice to that character to make the reading interesting. Okay? Now, this story you probably have read or you might have seen a movie version of it. This is called Rapunzel. Adapted, that means the author took the story and tweaked it, changed it a little bit, by Jennifer Baldart, illustrated, the person who drew the pictures, by Katie Ember. A poor couple lived next door to a witch who had a lush, beautiful garden. One evening, the wife, who was going to have a baby, said to her husband, "I would love to eat some of the witch's sweet Rapunzel lettuce." The caring husband crept on his toes to the witch's garden, and as he picked a head of lettuce, it began to scream. The witch appeared and said, "Take all the lettuce you want, but in return, you must give me your baby when it is born." Terrified, the man ran home. He did not tell his wife what the witch had said. Surely he can think of a way to break the promise. The next morning, the wife had a baby girl and named her Rapunzel. The witch came and took the baby that very day. This is the wife that wanted some lettuce. Here's the husband. Here he picked the lettuce and it screamed, and here's the witch that says, "You're going to have to give me that baby when it's born." The witch took Rapunzel to live in a tower in the middle of nowhere. The witch was kind to Rapunzel and loved her like a daughter, but she would not let Rapunzel leave the tower, leave the tall building. The years passed and Rapunzel grew to be a lovely young woman with long, shiny, golden hair. But she was very lonely. She had never even seen another person besides the witch. Rapunzel began to wonder about other people. Rapunzel's curiosity, wondering, worried the witch. To keep her daughter to herself, the witch put a powerful spell on the tower that closed the door. To get into the tower, the witch would call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And Rapunzel would come to the window and unwind her long braids, and the witch would grab hold of each braid and climb up to the window. Here's the tower, the big building she locked her up and sealed the doors. And here she's grown up, and she lets down her long, beautiful braided hair so the witch can climb up into her room. One morning, a prince was exploring, looking around his kingdom where he lived, when he saw an isolated tower in the distance from afar. Through his telescope, the thing that makes things far look close, he watched an old woman walk up to the tower and shout, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." A beautiful maiden appeared and hung her braids out the window, and the old woman used them to climb to the tower wall. Here's the man, and here's the telescope, and it brings the image, the picture, close and big, and he saw all of this happening through the telescope that he was looking through. Before long, the maiden dropped her braids again and told the old woman, climbed down and disappeared into the woods. The prince approached the tower. He tried to open the door, but it was sealed tightly shut. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," he called, and the maiden unwrapped her hair, and the prince climbed into the tower. "Who are you?" she asked. Rapunzel told the prince her story. Here he is in the tower with her, and she's telling him the story. "I can take you away from this tower," said the prince, "and you can be free." Rapunzel knew this could be her only chance to escape, to get away. So she let down her hair so the prince could climb down. Then Rapunzel closed her eyes and jumped, landing safely into the prince's arms. As they rode away, Rapunzel and the prince talked and talked. Rapunzel was delighted to speak to someone other than the witch. When they came to a little village, they passed a shack, a little home not very well kept, where an old man and woman were working in the garden. When they were overheard, the prince called the girl Rapunzel. They looked at each other. Instantly, they knew that this must be their long-lost daughter, and they called out to the prince to stop. And so, after many years, the family was finally reunited, came back together, and they lived in happiness together forever after. Here she's escaping the tower, being caught by the prince, and here she's rejoined with her mom and dad, who are old now, and they all lived happily ever after. Now, this is your time to read to someone at home, to your mom, to your dad, to your aunt, to your uncle, to your brother, to your sister, to your cousins. If you have nobody to read to one of your pets. You don't have a pet? Read to yourself out loud. Play teacher. You don't have a book? Then read one of the handouts from the district or class tag. And if you have to reread it and reread it over and over again, that's okay. Practice makes perfect. So until next time, happy reading. Miss you.